They actually used that little intro and all of their trailers and everything for this game when it was coming out. I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't like this one too much, but that's all right. Hopefully, some of you guys actually do like it, and I hope you guys can't hear any of this labored breathing behind me. It's actually the dog. She's pretty old, and I think she's getting ready to check out here in a couple days. So. Just trying to make her as comfortable as possible. How you doing, Ferguson? Can you guys hear me okay? I tried to turn down some of the game's sound effects so you guys could hear me a little better. I wasn't able to stream last week. I had a lot of midterms come up, and I really had to study for a good chunk of them. So I had no time to do the stream. So I figured I'd push everything back a week. And actually, I checked the calendar, and next week I'm actually gonna have to do my quote unquote special game. So. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's not a Silent Hill game, and it's not a Resident Evil game. And it's coinciding with something else that's happening on that Friday. So it's not a very good game, but I think I'm the only person who bought it. So how you doing, Jeebus? So I'll give it a couple more minutes here, and then I'll get started. I'm not expecting a high turnout for this game, but that's all right. I'll play. No, it's not Siren. So it's the game itself. It's survival horror, but it's a pretty bad game. But it has some really interesting concepts. I've never seen anybody stream it, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think I've even heard anybody talk about it. So it'll be interesting to show everybody. So now that midterms are pretty much over, I really don't have I'm having a little bit more time to kind of sit down, and it was nice to actually have 2 weeks to play this game because this game is so different from the other Silent Hills. When I start playing it, you guys won't want to watch it anymore. Getting annoying. You can tell how many saves I've done. This is actually one of the first saves I had. You can tell I've been playing it for like 10 hours, 54 saves. And then this is the one I actually finished just today. So this game might take a little while, but I'll do my best to kind of get through it as quickly as possible. while still talking about everything. And um, a lot of the things that I remember being annoying were still annoying as I remember them. But I after like kind of really paying attention to the story, I'm like, okay, like I enjoyed it a little bit more. I still hate the main character, but I'll talk about him when we get there. I'm not gonna really like try to bash this game because that's not. I mean, we're here for we're here to enjoy the game, not to trash it. But I'll let you guys decide, as you see it. But I don't like some of the things they did, and I'm really glad that after this they switched back. But they tried something new, which I can appreciate that because most of the time, a lot of companies just like to pump out more and more stuff. That's all the same. So we got about a minute, so. Actually, like on the loading screens, you can actually pull the little icon closer. Yeah, this was the last one developed by Team Silent. And this is actually the beginning of Silent Hill 4: The Room, and you'll notice it actually starts off in a first-person perspective. So, it's just a random scream. You'll notice everything's kind of rust-colored and not very pretty. So let's step outside, shall we? Looks like the door's not even there. I really wish you could turn the TV off. I actually don't want to say anything right now. It's great, isn't it?
dream.
And well, I wish I could say this is our hero, but this is we can't really see him now. But well, I'll let this finish.
Hello?
Help me.
What?
Sounds like he's
The cord
sounds
cut.
like he's signing on a dial-up or something. But this is Henry Townsend, and I really what I don't like about him is you really don't learn much about him. He's just kind of a dude in an apartment, and I guess you can assume that he's probably a photographer because there's a lot of really good pictures around. But this is your bedroom, and you'll notice a lady down here in front of the subway staircase. She's kind of staring, walking around a little bit. Yeah, it looks like she's waiting for somebody. And there we go. Anyway, she walks down into the subway station, as you can see. But you can actually kind of look around, and you can actually see across, see some other people doing some things every once in a while. If you really get into this game, you can... is that phone number? 555-3750? Give me a break. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you call that number. But this game actually does not really take place in Silent Hill. This game predominantly takes place, obviously, in this apartment, The Room, which is actually in Asheville Heights, I believe. And this is why the poor bastard can't get out of his apartment.
What the hell? What's going on here?
And we have our, I guess, one of the only other main characters in the game, Eileen Gavin.
Oh man. Hope my luck changes before the party.
And I get the distinct impression that she really wants to meet Henry here. And you'll notice these handprints right here. And I'll come back to them in a bit as we progress in the game. And so you'll notice, okay, well, this chest should hold a lot of stuff. This is one of the things I actually don't enjoy about this game, which is we actually have an item box, and well, so I hear a nice sound in the other room, but I'm gonna wait. And this game actually it changed a lot of things coming from the first three up until this one, and you find a lot of notes in this game, and I'll explain all of that when I get to it. But you actually have you have this item box here, kind of similar to the way Resident Evil has them, and you also have limited item space, which is a first, and I believe this is the only game they've done that. I haven't played what's that one that came out for the PSP? I haven't played that one, so yeah, this game does have a health bar. You'll notice it up at the top left. I actually have the health bar on at all times because I don't like not being able to see what the hell my health bar is at. God, they've changed so many things in this game, it's hard to go through all of it. But you'll notice there's only this save point right here. And that is the only save point in the entire game. So you're not going to be saving while you're in levels or anything like that. And this game also, the apartment that you're in will actually, that's one thing I don't like. I wish it would highlight yes first. So you'll notice here that, you got the wine bottle and the chocolate milk, which actually isn't a health item. And we actually don't need those right now. Yeah, and the first-person view, it's supposed to give you a claustrophobic feel, which it does do. The controls take a little getting used to. They're still a little too clunky for my tastes. But you actually you have a stick where you can look around and a stick where you can move forward and backwards. But you can't turn and walk at the same time. So I'm holding forward and I'm pressing right at the same time. So I'm actually not turning. But that's a little frustrating to me. I don't like that. But you can actually, if you use just the left stick, you can actually turn and walk at the same time. I don't know why the game doesn't allow you to do that with two sticks, but whatever. Not something that breaks the game. Oh, wait.
What the hell? Somebody in there? I wonder if I can get out this way.
And we actually have our first weapon in the game. Got the steel pipe. Good old steel pipe. One of the issues I have with this game is that it's very, very focused on melee combat and not a lot of running and things like that. And you actually do have weapons that break. Some of the weapons that you really stick with in the game, those don't break at all, but it is a little frustrating from time to time. If you do use some of the other weapons like golf clubs and things, they break, and I don't believe that weapon degradation is a good thing, and it never has been. But that's the route they went, so that's fine. There are also only 2 guns in this game. There's a pistol and a revolver. And the first time you go through the hole, they actually make you crawl through it. I guess it's effective. Those little static lines here and there. What's really weird is, and if you really click around the things in the room while you're there, he actually talks about, since he's been locked in the room, it feels like time has stood still. So he actually doesn't need to go to the bathroom. He doesn't need to eat. They just kind of chop that stuff up real quick to like, oh, well, he just doesn't need to do that. And he actually yells and tries to break. Well, actually, he doesn't try to break any windows, but it's just kind of impossible for him to get out. They even there was another guy that was in his apartment prior to him. He tried to go through one of the walls, and he just wasn't able to after a while. Excuse me. And this is pretty much the premise of the game, where a hole opens up in your bathroom, you climb through, and you end up in really weird areas. And again, like I'd say 95% of this game does not take place in Silent Hill at all.
What the hell?
One of the really interesting things about this game is that the game really doesn't focus on Henry. I mean, you know, the whole point is, and now we're doing classic. Well, not really classic. You'll notice that the movement's a lot more fluid, and they've actually added in something that I was hoping they would do, which is camera that goes right behind you, which is very nice. Sometimes it doesn't work all the time, and you don't have any stamina bar. You can run for as long as you want. And you guys remember that lady that was coming down to the subway? Here she is.
Who are you? What's your name?
Henry. And you?
This is my dream, and you don't even know my name. It's Cynthia.
Your dream.
That's right. This is just a dream. And a really terrible one, too. I hope I wake up soon.
So you think this is a dream, huh?
Well, if it's not a dream, what is it? Anyway, I want to get out of here, but I can't find the exit. Say, will you help me find it? I'm kind of scared all alone. I'll do a special favor for you later. It's just a dream, so I might as well have some fun.
Gotta love Cynthia. So this is our first minor character in the game, Cynthia Velasquez. And she actually shows up in, I believe it's Dance Dance Revolution Extreme. She actually sings one of the songs in that game. You can see her in the background. I have a couple buddies that play that game, but I don't really play DDR at all. And one of the things I don't like about this game is having people follow you around, which you have to do a lot.
Wait a minute. I think I'm gonna puke.
She got that morning sickness. Well, what's interesting is a lot of the minor characters that you meet in the game, they don't follow you around. You actually have another character later on that will follow you around, and she can't die, but her getting hit and things like that does affect the last fight in the game. Now we have one of the first enemies in the game. Disgusting. And like, you know, most of Silent Hill games, this is one of those moments where it's like I want the camera to go forward. Now you'll notice how they're really not preoccupied with me at all. These are some of the they're called like the sniffer dogs, or like the sniffers. And actually, you're not even supposed to do anything right now, but you're supposed to go back to the hole. Yeah, and all the enemies in the game don't reflect Henry in any way, shape, or form. It's all reflecting on the antagonist of the game, who we'll get to see here in not too long a time. can actually skip a lot of these scenes where he kind of gets up and he looks around. I'm just going to let it play this one time because I actually think he says something here. But, yeah.
What? Another dream. But it seems so real. Or could it be? Was I really inside that woman's dream? Oh, that's just stupid. What am I thinking?
And as we go on in the game, you'll actually find out that a lot of these characters in the game do have a tie to the bad guy in one way or another. It's always fun to do, is actually look out the peephole every once in a while. Sometimes you can see things, sometimes you can't. But it's actually the only other way to see one of the other characters. And I actually don't believe I need to get anything out of here. And I'm really not too concerned with my score at all. But it's really hard. I'm gonna have to wait until they introduce the main bad guy to. Yes, straighten it out. But I'll bring things up as I go. Hey, Damon, what's going on? No, you haven't missed anything good, and you won't. Even when you're watching it, you won't miss anything good. This is one of only 2 firearms in the game. You have a pistol and a revolver, and here's the other little peephole you can get to. And you should be able to see Eileen when he looks through it. So there she is.
Where did I put that damn broom? Oh, there it is.
And you'll notice behind her sitting down there is Robbie the Rabbit from Silent Hill 3. So she's going to start sweeping. And you'll notice there's some writing right here. Yeah, see, somehow I've managed to tunnel this far, but no matter what I do, I can't get any farther. Hallway, the windows, the walls, it feels like this room is stuck in another dimension. Eileen never noticed, so they're kind of telling you, like, you really can't get out. So you can see that the guy's kind of, like, been chipping away at the wall here. And I guess he tried to do it at the walls, too. So, anyways. Actually, I think that phone should be ringing. I actually can't hear it. There it goes.
Where did you go? Hurry! Save me! If you need a token, there's one here.
What's going on, Osterman? How are you? You didn't miss anything last week. I actually wasn't able to stream due to my midterms. I really had just way too much to do. You'll notice that she's sweeping outside for some reason. She just so happens to be sweeping right outside his door. So she really wants to meet Henry. At least that's what I took away from it. Fortunately for this poor bastard, he can't get out of his room. Streamy studying shit, man. But Damon, remember we were talking about the special game? We're actually gonna have to do it next week. I thought I had another week, so you guys are crazy. So you'll notice now every time you go through the hole, it kind of just sucks you out and spits you out on the other end. So So you'll notice there's a weird little statue here of, or a mannequin. Yeah, so we'll take the coin. But like I was saying, it actually looks like Cynthia. Like I was saying with the inventory, you know, since you only have these 2 handguns, and you have the limited item space, it's one of the things I really don't enjoy about this game, because as you... Alright, well let me talk about some tactics here first. Okay, these dogs right here, you can't outrun them. If you start running from them, they will speed up, and they will chase you. The way you get around them, I actually figured out, is just by walking. If you walk, they usually just kind of leave you alone. There are some versions of them later on in the game that actually, they're a little bit more aggressive, but see, he's just kind of sniffing on the ground here. So, you know, it's just kind of just leaving me alone. And you see this little circle up at the top, and that's actually, I guess you could call it like your strength meter, but the way it works is, well, let's see if these enemies try to come after me at all. Actually, don't need to come down this way, I don't think. But if you start running, they actually will speed up on their animations, and they will start to chase you, and you can't outrun them. And that's one of the things I really don't enjoy about this game, because you guys know how I play. I run from everything, and not being able to do that is insanely frustrating to me. Here's another point of frustration that I have with this game. You can only carry... Okay, so a box of bullets apparently only has 10 shots in it. I don't know if anybody's ever actually fired a gun or bought handgun bullets, but they come in like packs of like 100 and 150. And you can only carry 10 bullets at a time in each item slot. So this steel pipe that I'm carrying right now takes up 1 item slot, but but those 10 bullets also take up the same amount of space. Not that I'm claiming they need to do realism and things like that. And this thing on the left here is actually the greedy worm, but he never actually attacks you. And here, I'll actually show you guys what they do if you run. Yeah, there you go. So they start speeding up like that. That's one of the things I don't like about this game. It gets really frustrating. And you guys will also notice that you actually have to use them. You have a real-time inventory too. Oops, I always forget you have to use it on the door itself. I'm sorry, guys. I have to play it. I mean, if I'm gonna play 1 through whatever, I gotta play 4. This isn't my favorite one, but I'm gonna try my best not to bash it. And it's really hard not to, because they throw everything at you right away. Okay. The single most annoying thing in this game is these fuckers right here, which are the ghosts. Being around them hurts you. You can't kill them. You can only knock them down temporarily, which is, needless to say, very frustrating. Damn it, there's items down here later. And you notice just the more time they spend around you, you just get hurt. And you can't kill them. I mean, you can only pin them temporarily, but you need special items. You know, and there are silver bullets that can knock them down in 1 hit. There's only 2 of those in the game. And, and you do get another item called the Sword of Obedience later. There's only 5 of those in the game, and you need them for the really, really hard ghosts. And you'll notice that the ghosts actually do zone with you, so it's not like you can just get away from them and that's it. And that gets pretty frustrating. So that's pretty much one of the reasons I'm just kind of like, why is this game doing this to me? But whatever. They did it, and I have to deal with it. You guys also notice that there is no flashlight, and there is no radio. And I'm taking away some major things in the game. And these ghosts, they do have names, but I honestly don't remember them all. And they're all victims of the antagonist. This is annoying. You have to make your way through here. So we need to get to the right side of the platform. do. And you also notice that I haven't picked up any map, because the map draws itself as you go along. Again, I apologize if you guys can hear the dog. There's not much I can do about her. Poor thing. She's getting ready to check out, so just got to make her comfortable as possible. The ghosts really aren't... No, damn it, I'm not going to stream that. God. So you'll notice that they kind of come through the walls and... Come out of the walls. Yeah, so it's really, really, really fucking frustrating, and I really don't enjoy it. But whatever. So here, just to prove my point, here's another thing of handgun bullets. There you go, so you have to take up 2 slots. So you really can't... the game, you're running around with a handgun in this game really isn't much of an option. I mean, even then, there's 3 ghosts. You can't kill any of them, and this is the first stage of the game at this point. And you'll notice I haven't found any health items, but I'll explain that later. And again, I have Cynthia following me around, and I really don't care to wait for her.
Cynthia.
So pretty much, if you want to save, you got to go back through the hall, back into your apartment, and you got to save, put away what you want or don't want, grab what you need, things like that. It gets a little frustrating having to constantly do this, but that's the way they want to do it. So. And every time you come back, you have to watch the scene, and I usually just skip it because it gets a little old watching it after once in a while. It's hard to see because I didn't take too much damage, but for the first half of the game, when you're inside of your apartment, you actually regain health, which is very nice. And your apartment's pretty much a safe zone, which is why they really don't give you too many... actually don't really need any of that stuff, but I do need coins. And every time you come back, it's always nice to either save, or you can just kind of check out what everybody's doing. It's really the only way you can kind of figure out things about people. But like I was saying, one of the other issues I have with this game is we don't learn anything about Henry. I mean, he doesn't talk about any friends he has. He doesn't mention any family at any point in the game. All you know is he's locked up in his apartment, and there's really nice pictures everywhere. So, I mean, the only thing I was able to infer from that is maybe he's a photographer. I mean, I don't know, so... So you'll notice he said that there was a photo from Frank Sunderland, who is actually James's dad from Silent Hill 2. And we'll see him in in a little bit. Yeah, Henry really is a shut-in. He seems really introverted and really shy. He really doesn't seem to talk very much. And you'll notice, I mean, there's not too many enemies, but the ones that are around... Actually, I need to... Again, don't even bother. What I would recommend as far as a walkthrough is concerned is actually unlock this door right here. It makes the game a lot easier later on. Again, more pistol bullets. Now, if I had kept everything, they would have been taking up 4 item slots. You only get 10 to work with. But in the early portions of the game, I really wouldn't worry about fighting too much. I'll show you some of the fighting mechanics here in a little bit and how it works. I used to, Damon, all the time. And you'll notice that some of the loading symbols... Yeah, like I said, walk, don't run. If you start running, they'll chase you.
Henry, I found the exit. Come to the turnstile. Henry, I found the exit. Come to the turnstile. Hurry! Hurry! It's him. He's coming!
And so, right there, she says he's coming, so... Nutrition drink. There's not very many health items in this game, so you really do need to hang on to them. Don't use your health items in the beginning of the game. And I do believe we're going to run into our next set of enemies. I really hate these guys. Best is to try to, if I'm gonna go back and try to run past them. So you notice, charge up, the attack, waste. Now the way this works is when you swing, you can actually hold it while you're swinging, and then you can charge it up. You have a fully charged attack, usually that's, obviously a kind of a power swing. While you're doing the swing itself, the animation, you're actually invincible. So, this is really a pain in the ass. Again, thankfully when you get hit though, yeah, so as you can tell, the combat in this game really isn't the greatest. And now that I think about it, I probably should have kept the pistol with me. See just how fun this game is, huh? There we go. Yeah, this isn't exactly my cup of tea when it comes to stupid things like that, but it's just how it is. Oh boy, more ghosts. Which I won't need. Yeah, so maybe you guys should have the handgun for that little portion there, but yeah, that's pretty fucking lame. Okay, so you'll notice like a purse has been kind of spilled and all its contents right here. So remove the plate to temptation placard. So it's about 4 of those in the game that you'll run into.
Are you okay?
Thank you, Daft. I'll be honest. I'll wait for this.
A dream, right? I think I drank too much last night.
Excuse me.
I never got to do that special favor for you.
Don't worry, you can do it after you're dead.
I feel like I'm dying.
Okay. It's just a dream.
Damon, this lady's name is Cynthia Velasquez, and you meet her, like, I don't know, as soon as you come into the subway, she dies, and you don't care because you don't spend enough time with the character. Yep, Zergling is correct. Okay, pup. So, ooh. Alright, pup. Damn. That's the dog, guys. So, this is kind of like, I don't know, in a weird way, it feels like a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of thing, so... I mean, granted, they're not actually in dreams or anything, but if you die in the other world, quote-unquote, then you do die in real life.
Man, what's that noise out
I
there?
don't know, why don't you get up and find out? I hate this scene because he takes forever to get out of his bed. Just get out of the bed, dude. Get out of the bed. Stand up and get out of the bed. There he goes. Alright, now put your feet on the floor and stand up. Let me use the controls now. I would like to take control of the character. Thank you. God. Alright. Now if you look out our window. Yeah, you notice that there's an ambulance down there. He's wondering if it's Cynthia. Yes, it is. It's her. So, if you sit there long enough, I actually think you can see them bring her body out. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. And yes, Freddy would make this better. Robert Englund Freddy, that is.
Hurry up and get that ambulance. Quit yapping and move her already. Damn. She's got numbers carved into her chest. I wonder if...
Yeah, so. And every time, that's actually the first subway level. Not too difficult, but you'll notice my health is full again. And there's this little scrap of red paper here. And through reading the papers, you kind of figure out more about who he, quote unquote, is, and you find out more about the cult that Silent Hill 1 and 3 was predominantly involved with. So you notice Eileen here, and I actually think she looks out her own window too. Robbie the Rabbit just chilling right there. So, and you'll notice also in this game that they okay, so we've got that, and we put the bullets away, but you also keep the tokens. So, and that's another. I mean, you do come back to a lot of these levels later, and then you'll come back to them, and you'll be like, oh, well, I need to go all the way back and grab these fucking coins. So, yeah, so if I want to take this handgun and these bullets right here, it's going to eat up, 4 slots. Not too fun. And actually, let me save it. This game actually does use a good continue function. Dying in this game is kind of a giant pain in the ass. One of the other things I always talk about things I don't enjoy in this game, but there's not very many unlockables in this game. You come from playing Silent Hill 3, which has 25 costumes, a lightsaber, you can shoot lasers out of your eyes. There's hilarious endings. But in this game, there are 4 endings. There's no UFO ending. There's like 1 extra costume for like Eileen. So walk around with a gun with a bottle at the end of it. So, I mean, then if you want to progress, you just hop in here again, and now we end up in. This is actually the only portion of the game that takes place in Silent Hill. Guys. Oh man, at least I got you guys to keep me entertained here. And there's a bunch of weird writing everywhere, and he can't read it because Henry's a boring main character. So we are actually in the woods of Silent Hill, which I believe are just outside of town. And I don't know what this factory is here. I probably shouldn't be running because I don't know if there's dogs in here or not. Oh no, there's even more annoying enemies. I believe these things are called like moth bats or something. These are also other enemies that you can't run from, and you have to swing at them like an idiot. And then you have to stomp on them. Yeah, it's a real good combat, huh? And you can actually get some ridiculously... Yeah, so you try to run from them, they just fly faster. That's alright, just stick around for as long as you can. Yes, thank you, go stomp on them, please. It's the only satisfying thing in this game is when you actually do kill something, you can stomp it. So yeah, those enemies are really, really annoying. And there's tons of them everywhere. And like the other Silent Hill games, if there is an item in the area, he will look at it. Ah, and here's a nice chainsaw. And if I'm not mistaken, you can actually get him to do a leather face. You get him to kind of hold the chainsaw above his head and shake it and look like an asshole. Not sure how you do that though. Do some stuff with it. Anyways, you can get him to pull it over his head, and then he shakes it like a jackass. Pretty funny stuff. No, the sound effects in this game just aren't very good. And we go up to our second minor character.
So you came to investigate this stone too. There was another guy here before, a real nosy guy.
I hate this guy.
I was the one who found the stone first. In the old days, the natives called it Nakihona. They used it in a
okay, whatever. This guy's name is Jasper Gein. He's actually named after Ed Gein. You guys may know of. I think he was he wasn't a serial killer, but he was a killer in Wisconsin, and he used to like wear the skin of people, things like that. And he's actually who Buffalo Bill and Leatherface and a lot of those guys are based off of. So, but yeah, so Jasper Gein, and there's actually another guy who's later on in the game who's actually named after the Boston Strangler. Yeah, and you'll notice that Jasper has a really horrible stutter, and we really don't care about him at all. This is another problem I have with the game. Okay, look at this camera angle. Look how fucking awful this is. Okay, I want to get to the door. house. Thank you. It's a Hope house. Let's go. Yep, Osterman, you are correct. So this is, I don't think it's Hope Orphanage. This is actually where the antagonist was actually sent to at one point. And it's locked. And good old Jasper actually knows where the key is. And I'll have to help him out in a bit. I'm not too big on serial killers, but I've read some things. It's interesting to read up on some of those guys, but yeah, this whole game has a obviously there's a serial killer. Well, it's I still like the ear necklace from Universal Soldier. Skip this scene, and I forgot what I was trying to say. Whatever. I don't like this game. The end. Ah, here we go. Somebody ring the doorbell. She's ringing his doorbell.
Help me! Help! Let me out of here!
Hey, what's going on?
There's something going on in this room.
What do you mean?
I heard weird noises coming from inside there.
Help!
Hey, Richard, can you see anything from your window?
No. Everything looks pretty normal to me. The guy who lives here, what's he like anyway?
I know his name and face, but that's about it.
Well, I'm gonna go call the super.
Yeah. Good idea.
So that other guy that we just saw.
Damn it. They can't hear me.
Yeah, so obviously nobody can hear him. That other guy was Richard Braintree, who we'll actually meet in a little bit. So, actually, one of the things you don't know that you're going to need is actually the chocolate milk that you found. Actually, I won't need this chainsaw, but you can go ahead and grab the chocolate milk because you actually need to give it to Jasper. So, I like saying his name like that. Reminds me of the old man from Simpsons, the one with the beard. Staring at my sandals. That's a peddling. But so yeah, you need the chocolate milk. Grab the chocolate milk. Go back, and you're gonna give it to just a dumb asshole. The bloody handprints. Yeah, I don't know if they can see them, but the more people that get killed in this game, the more handprints there are, and I'm actually not sure if it adds up to 21 or not, because 21 is kind of a stupid number that they need in this. Guy's still going on about that nipple belt. And actually, he's not up here right now, but he'll actually be over here in a little bit. So you actually do need to go. There's actually 4 sections in here. So I actually can't move the, it's in the wish house, and you'll notice that there's 4 doors, or actually 3 other ones. I actually got timed out in the Bender is Great channel. The guy who does all the Simpsons things, because they were doing that joke and they kept it going, and I said it once and then I got timed out. It was worth it. Oh, here we go. Look, more ghosts. That's nice. You eventually get an item later on. You actually get a couple of them. It's called the Saint Medallion. And if you actually have that equipped, you can negate the this kind of like painful aura. Alright, here's the little brat.
Hey, little boy. What are you doing here?
You're finally the third revelation.
And
Something's
take a look at
gonna
Jasper's
happen.
shirt.
That nosy guy that was here, he said it too. Something big is gonna happen. Finally, it's gonna happen!
If I don't know if you guys caught the belt, but the belt's actually the actual final boss in Silent Hill 1, Samael. So it's a nice little callback, and you'll notice that this little symbol right here is actually the symbol that shows up in Silent Hill 3. I think it's called like the Halo of the Suns. So you'll notice that little boy was just kind of here, and then he just kind of takes off. So he's actually tied to the our bad guy. But other than that, I mean, for Jasper, there really isn't much more about that character. You'll notice there's just like you're using a main character that we know nothing about. We've killed off a character that we really didn't care about, and you know we're meeting all these other characters, and we're kind of like, all right, whatever, like get out of here, dude. I'm not saying that in the other Silent Hills that they were so magnificent that we had all this character development right away, but I mean the point I'm trying to get at is there is none in this game. I mean, outside of the antagonist. And then he just becomes kind of irritating after a while. Again, see, now I need to run these fucking things. Hit it. See, look, this is auto-aiming, people. And if you try to run, they automatically speed up and catch you, just like I was saying before. But the sniffer dogs are actually... all the enemies in the game are directly related to the antagonist. This whole game is about the antagonist. And I believe he has a fear of dogs, and when he was younger, I think he was bitten by a dog in like a pet store or something, and then he subsequently killed most of the animals. No, it's not either in my eyes. Okay, now here we go. We have a golf club. It's a 6-iron. There's actually a whole array of different clubs that you can actually get, and they're all breakable. And so you really don't want to be picking those up. I mean, because you can walk around with like 8 or 9 golf clubs. They're all breakable, and each one actually does have different different damage variations. So and I mean, obviously they don't tell you, hey, this weapon is great. So if one of these does attack you, just go ahead and run and do your best to dodge. Eventually later on you'll find some pink ones, and they actually they don't let you walk past them so easily. I agree, Damon. It isn't good enough. Alright, here's Jasper. And so he's thirsty. There you go. That's some chocolate milk.
Oh man, that was awesome. Here, take this. There's
I like how the asshole doesn't even hand it to
on
you. He fucking throws it on the floor. You fucking kick him in his chest, man. Make him spit up all that milk. Okay, now you're going to use this spade on that little tree root with hands. So we actually have to go back now. And one of the other things... one of the other things that's... since they focus a lot more on action and things in these games, there's a severe lack of puzzles. There's maybe 2 puzzles in this game, and you really don't even realize that they're puzzles half the time. It's the little things in this game that are really frustrating. I mean, they attempted to have a decent story, and it just kind of comes off weak. And there's just weapon degradation, limited items. I'm not digging it. So, and thanks for joining the stream. Yep, that math follows. But I mean, there's a place later on where you have to kind of align these rooms up. Yeah, see, now you notice that this key says the holder of this key will wander for eternity. So if you go through this door over here, you'll actually keep running through the same room over and over and over again, and you won't ever be able to escape. So what you need to do... So like I said, I mean, it's kind of a puzzle, kind of not. But what you need to do is come through this hole here, you put the key in your little item box, and then you run all the way back to the wish house, go through the hole that's there, grab the key, and use it. There you go. You know, it's kind of a weak-ass puzzle, to be honest. I mean, it might get you for a little bit, and you're like, well, wait a minute, why don't I just put it in my box and go over here and take it out? Even when I was playing the game again for the first time, I was like, okay, this is dumb, so I just went in and put it in the box, like, haha, take that, and it turns out that's how you're supposed to do it. And actually, I'm going to keep checking the doors and everything, just because try to get some enjoyment out of this game. There's Richard Braintree sticking his face all up in here. Nice tie, asshole. No, they can't hear him at all. I mean, he bangs on the door, he'll bang on the windows. They can't hear him. And again, like I said, if you guys get hit, don't worry about it. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to... Actually, I'll hang on to it. Let's put him away. How are you, Juno Blue? Thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Well, Damon Asian's been playing Dark Souls. Tells me it's pretty fun and difficult. Okay, so now that we don't have the key, we're going to run all the way back to Wish House. Yay. That's nice. I did enjoy Demon Souls. That was a good game. I should pick it up after... I really want to get a new PC by the time Arkham City comes out, because I would love to stream myself playing that. And then hopefully show everybody my awesome Batman statue. You know what? Fuck these guys. Yeah, look at them speed up to catch up to me. See how fast they're going? I fucking hate this game. I said I was going to try not to talk trash, but all I'm doing is trash this game. Oh, whoops. Okay, now we go through this little hole over here. So we go in here, grab the key, come back out. You see how, I mean, this is kind of just, it gets really repetitive and it gets old really quick. So it's kind of like their one gimmick. I mean, it's like the second stage and we're already like, yeah, whatever. Skip that scene. Okay, so every time you come back, let's go into our little item box. Again, we can't turn while we're walking, because this game fucking wants to piss me off. Grab the key. Let's go spy on the girl, because she's the only character I like. And I think she's watching TV right now. I don't know any other women that would just sit there and stare at nothing. Whatever. And I'm actually waiting for the superintendent to show up, but he's not. But this is actually the second game, I guess you could technically call it the second game to have a subtitle. The other would well, I guess not technically, but be Silent Hill Restless Dreams, and then they have, you know, Silent Hill For the Room. So it's one of the only ones that that has kind of like a subtitle to it. And I guess you could say technically it's the first, but whatever. So here we go, going to Wish House. Well, at least somebody likes the game. So this is actually, this is Wish House, nice little orphanage, and I don't believe we can actually go into any of these doors. I actually don't like this game because I think the combat's really awful. I don't enjoy the camera angles very much. I don't like the forced combat. I don't like the main character because there's no real development with him. We know his name, and that's about it. And I'm trying to remember where to go right now. And there's only two. It's different, and I think that's one of the reasons why I don't enjoy it. Have you found Alessia yet? Summary report. That's interesting. I mean, I do appreciate them trying some new things, but I'm sorry, but if I try to run from an enemy and then he speeds up and his animations speed up and then he catches up to me, I'm sorry, that's just shit gameplay. It's just like, no, we want you to fight. It's like, well, I don't want to fight. I want to run. And there we go. The room mechanic is neat. I enjoy, you know, looking through the little peepholes, and it does give you a claustrophobic feel. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There's a plate on the door. Remove the plates. Okay, so from the time this asshole walked into this door till now, this fucker's on fire all of a sudden. I have not played Siren Blood Curse. I would be very interested to play it, though. You know, this is actually carving numbers into his chest.
I finally met him! The one the nosy guy talked about! The devil!
And so Jasper's up in flames, and there goes our second minor character. And again, I don't think anybody's missing him.
A special news report. In a forest near Silent Hill, the burned corpse of a 30-year-old male was discovered earlier today. The police have ruled it a homicide and are investigating. The numbers 17121 were reportedly carved into the man's body. Due to the marks on the victim, the police are investigating possible links to the Walter Sullivan case 10 years ago.
I would hope that somebody... I actually don't know what the numbers mean. But I'm sure that they do. I mean, I'm positive they stand for something. So if anybody knows, I would appreciate them telling me. There we go.
This is the superintendent. Are you in there, Henry?
Help me! There's something wrong with this room! Help! Let me out of here!
Is anybody home?
Yes, it does, Zach. Zach Braff.
What's going on here?
So he's trying to unlock the door now, and he can't. You'll notice that at the bottom of all the handprints, there's an extra handprint now.
That's strange. That's the right key. I'm sure swear I heard something in
Oh,
there.
thank you.
Yo. That sound. It's the same one as back then.
Ah, well. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. So, that lively little character there, that's Frank Sunderland. And he's the superintendent of the building, and he's the father of James, like I mentioned before. Yeah, you notice now after that you've seen him, he says, I got this photo from Sunderland, the superintendent. I heard his son and daughter-in-law disappeared in Silent Hill a few years back. So a nice little tie into two right there. Good stuff. So, I would check on Eileen, but I just want to get to the next area. Yeah, so you notice the hole's getting a little bigger, and he's hearing voices coming out of it. It's always a good thing. Missed a guy on fire, circling. That was about it. But I didn't even think I mentioned when this game came out. This game was actually released in September of 2004 over here, and it was ported to the PC and Xbox. Pretty much, Daph. And I want to say that this is a prison. Not the same prison that's in Silent Hill. If I'm not mistaken, this get me the out of here. But I believe that this prison is actually in the middle of Toluca Lake. How you doing, problem? And again, lots of pistol bullets, you know what I mean? But it's really just not worth it to carry that stuff around. I mean, I've got a pipe here. It doesn't do the best damage in the world, but, I mean, it only takes up one item slot. And, and I would say, play this game for yourself. I mean, I don't enjoy it. But just because I don't like it doesn't mean that the game's bad. Even though I really do think it is bad.
Gonna kill me.
So you'll notice we've got a new character right here. And we actually, these things can't hurt you. There's actually some leech enemies that you'll find later in the game, but they're really not much of a threat. And like I said, for anybody who hasn't seen this game before, the map, you actually don't find maps in this game. You actually draw them as you go. Which, I don't know, I mean, the game is just so different from what I was used to that I really didn't enjoy this game very much. There's a nice noose hanging in here. I mean, I honestly just didn't enjoy a lot of things about this game. And I think that focusing on combat is just not where Silent Hill needs to go. But if that's what they're going to do, then that's what they're going to do. So. Thank you very much. I do enjoy some of the ambient music in this game. Like I do enjoy the... Oh, here we go with these guys. Actually, I think I can pop it a little further away. I guess I'm taking the ladder. You are correct, Zergling. I mean, as far as spoilers are concerned, I mean, there's pretty much a pattern in this game. It's not like It's like, oh look, another pointless. I don't want to say pointless, but another throwaway character. I wonder what's going to happen to him. Yes, the Saint Medallion. Those are great. So they do break eventually, but it will nullify the. I guess I don't know what it's called, but there's the aura around the ghosts. So when you're near them, you're not taking constant damage. Yeah, I really don't like the wall monsters very much. I think they're really annoying. Thankfully, though, I mean, there aren't too many of them, and then when they do show up later on in the game, you do have some better melee weapons. Like this pipe I have right now is actually pretty bad. It's not the greatest weapon in the world. If I'm not mistaken, this reminds me of a kind of fucking Willy Wonka room. Big ass door at the end. But we actually can't go through that. But again, you'll notice that that symbol, the Halo of the Sun from Silent Hill 3. Yeah, that is true. They are better than the ghosts. So we've got another little hole right here. And I could have sworn that there was a key around here somewhere. And again, some of these enemies that you really can't outrun them, but their damage is kind of negligible. I mean, you need a lot of them to do a lot of damage, and in the first half of this game, you can't just go back to your. There we go. Thought there was a key here. So. I mean, so running for the first half of the game is a really good idea. What does end up happening later is, I think somebody mentioned it in the chat. Your room does get haunted, and as a result, the room actually can take health away from you. So the room actually ends up becoming an area that isn't very safe at all, which just kind of gets frustrating later on. But that's how they did it, so. Actually, just hugging the wall here. For the best. It looks like it's working. Actually, where's that door at? Here we go. Yes, you guys are correct. There's actually a newspaper article that you can find also that actually mentions Walter Sullivan. So, he is actually the antagonist of this game is Walter. And this is about as much fog as you guys are going to get. And I do believe this leads to the first floor? Oh no, second floor. It's good to check all these rooms. Oh yeah, here are those leeches. Kind of annoying enemies. Well, they're not really annoying, they're non-threatening. I just don't see the point. Because when they show up, you just step on them. They're more for you to kind of run into if you're not really paying attention like that. And this room right here you actually come back to in the second half of the game. There's actually a sort of obedience in there. But you'll notice that this game feels a lot more, yes, thank you, a lot more freeform than the other ones. I mean, the turning is a lot more fluid. That's one thing I will give the game, is that the controls are pretty decent when it comes to having to run around. These enemies right here, I believe they're actually just called like white stalks, they're like a weird fungus kind of thing. And they look like umbilical cords, which is kind of a theme that's in this game. You'll notice that the sniffers in the earlier part of the game had their tongues, drawing nutrients from another dog creature, and there's a lot of that going on, and a lot of that is explained further, as you continue to get on into the game. You guys. If there's a sound delay, I apologize. I'm not sure exactly if there's a reason for that. Some clothes in here. A lot of these rooms, there's just nothing in them. And that leech didn't even bother to explode when I walked over him. And I actually just saw another enemy. I believe... Even though he's pointing at me right now. I actually have this one's name written down. Let me look it up real quick. Twin victims. And somebody mentioned the brother and sister that were actually killed. And there was an article in 2, and the goofy little game show that you get to play in the elevator. So these monsters are actually a representation of those 2 children. So that's why they're called the twin victims. I believe their names were Billy and Miriam, I think. Here's a hole right here. And we're actually not going to jump into that just yet. We actually need to line up. It's really hard to hear. Okay, we're just going to... when they're just pointing at you, every once in a while you can hear them whisper receiver. They say receiver, and they're pointing at you, so kind of gives you a little bit of a clue as to kind of what's going on. Sort of, I mean. And some more handgun bullets. We really, honestly, when you're playing this game, I really wish the handguns were a lot better, but they're not. So one more door, and I just need to get around this jackass. Those enemies do hit fairly hard, but you can tell that they're not very hard to dodge. So you just kind of run around them. Later on, though, when you have your extra character with you, it does get kind of frustrating having to run around because you have that extra person with you who's trying to get around them, and then your extra guy's stuck and. They're taking damage, and it just gets frustrating really quick. Yeah, I really don't like escort levels. Yeah, the twin victims monster is probably the coolest one in the game. I actually enjoy it. I do like the pointing at you kind of thing. It's nice and creepy. And I don't believe we can actually go into this door yet. Yeah. Any of those doors with the Halo of the Sun symbol on it, you're not going to be able to go into just yet. I actually think this might be in Silent Hill. I may be incorrect, but I believe this is actually inside Toluca Lake. I mean, like it's in the middle of the lake. Don't quote me on that, though. So I'm trying to... Oh, I know what I need to do. I actually need to drop into some of those holes. Yeah, it's not a rape dungeon. As you go on in the game, if you read a lot of the notes, you actually figure out that some really messed up stuff kind of went on in this place. Unfortunately, there are no metaphors for jumping into all these little pits here. It's just jumping in a hole. There's no subconscious going on. Unless you count Walter Sullivan, the antagonist of the game. But, oh, look out. Sword attack. Get out of this room. There we go. I do believe this leads to... Oh, that's interesting. And you'll notice that in each one of these holes here, you can actually see into the rooms that we were walking around in previously. Now, there was a diary that said, "I'm sick of being watched," and that's kind of what they're referring to. The people that they had locked up in here, namely kids. They kind of stuck them in here and we're watching them. And I do believe that we are trying to line up. There are 3 rooms that each have they have like a bed that has blood on it, and you're actually trying to align those on top of each other. And the reason you're trying to do that is so you can fall down each one of them. That might be it. Let me see. I don't know what exactly they would need to do for this game to make it better. I mean, there's the room. Okay. Now, what's the easiest way to do this? We'll just turn it right. That's a good question. When I was younger, I honestly don't remember how I figured a lot of this out. I actually think I was smarter when I was younger. Okay, let's see. Where's that room at now? Since I moved it over too, it actually shouldn't. And you're actually trying to line it up at about the 1 o'clock position. So we need to probably turn it 2 more times. This is one of the other puzzles that I was kind of talking about. Let's see here. And you do need to drain the water at the top. There's actually a puzzle. There we go. There's a puzzle, well, not really a puzzle, but there's a like a key panel that he actually says, I can't see it. It's too dark. And then you need to kind of line up these rooms to kind of get light to shine through. Shock moments. There's actually there was only one ghost encounter that I actually enjoyed in this game, and that is actually when you look. Actually, the last time I played it, I actually didn't get it. So I think some of the ghost encounters are random. So I think it's okay if I mention it. But a lot of the ghost encounters that you find in your apartment actually kind of suck. You're just kind of like, that's it. Here we go. And one of them actually, you look through the peephole in your door, and I actually believe it's a vision of yourself, and you're all bloody and your teeth are chattering. And for some reason, when I first played this game, I remember that really kind of disturbing me. Kind of reminded me of Hellraiser, if you guys remember that movie at all. The Cenobites. Okay, so, and I need to try it one more time. And that fat bastard's name, he is actually the guy that's named after the Boston Strangler. Let me find his name. Yeah, Andrew DeSalvo. And he was actually a guard in this prison, and he was actually a pretty big scumbag to the rest of the kids in here. So, I mean, the more you find out about him, the more you kind of realize, like, this guy is just, like, he's just scum, so whatever. But yeah, he was actually named after Albert DeSalvo, who was the Boston Strangler. Whatever. Just some interesting stuff for you guys. So we're actually going to go down.
I'm making it make standing anymore. Let me stay there. I can't make me inside. Take me inside. Make me stay in there. God, please. Come on, let me out of here. I'm trying to die in here. Make me stay in there, Walter. Walter, I'm telling you. Tell. Walk away.
Who is that boy? And who are you?
His name's Walter. Walter Sullivan. I used to work at the orphanage watching the kids. I'm Andrew DeSalvo. They tried to make it seem like an orphanage, but according to that town's holy scriptures, it was actually the center of their religion. And that kid Walter, he was really into that mumbo jumbo. Especially that descent of the Holy Mother business. Oh, scary. Oh, God. Oh my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my
So this guy worked at the orphanage, but he doesn't seem to actually be a member of the cult. Okay, here's another issue I have with the game. I want the camera to look forward, and I'm pressing the button for it, and it won't go forward. I get really tired of stuff like that. I understand you want clever camera angles and things, and it's really not that important, but I want to see what's in front of me. Because they do that at times. And, you know, it would be nice to see what the hell I'm doing. Wrong room. Okay, I need to go back outside, and I need to go all the way up to the 3rd floor, and I need to drop into each one of those holes that I lined up. Thankfully, they give you lots of ladders to go through. The beginning half of this game isn't the most annoying part. The most annoying part is the second half of the game, and that's usually the part that takes the longest. Where am I? 3rd floor? Okay. Actually didn't want to have to go up again. And again, I mean, we're not really figuring out too much about Henry. Yes, the game is not about him, but, I mean, if I don't feel... I'm just not feeling anything. I mean, I'm not feeling anything for these characters. Whoa, in the door. Alright. We're still in the first half of the game, but we are in the Toluca Lake Prison, which is probably the 3rd level in. And again, you know, there's weird fungus stuff everywhere. Another thing I don't like, when it comes to some of these things, he will auto-aim for some of them. And, so for instance, I don't want to hit this one. I want to hit the one on my left, but he won't turn to hit the other one. So I have to hit this one, and then I have to hit this one. So, not a big deal, just a little frustrating at times. How you doing? Yeah, that is true. That is true about him. Camera angles. And these enemies really aren't too much of a threat. I think I accidentally ran into some good times in my last playthrough. But nothing too dangerous. They're kind of an annoyance, really. And again, you know, they look like... see, I just ran into one. They look like umbilical cords. Yeah, they're fungus. They're sucking precious nutrients off the ground. So... yes, watchfulness plate. And I do believe... oh, damn it. I thought I... right. Yeah, like Damon said, I had midterms coming up, and I really had to study for those. I didn't have time to kind of sit down and really play this game. Which was unfortunate, but it all worked out for me, so that's good. And I actually did do very well in my midterms. Sorry guys, I'm just checking to make sure that I lined... that would be why. Yeah, okay, I need to turn this one more. I actually felt really bad about not being able to do the stream, and Damonation actually tried his best to stream Eternal Darkness. So if you guys check some of my prior videos, you'll notice that there's like a couple clips of Eternal Darkness, and you're probably like, well, why the hell is that there? It's because he tried to stream for me just to kind of keep everybody happy. Fortunately, just didn't seem to happen. He had a little trouble, but that's okay. And where's that door at? Jeez. I didn't need to do this again. Yeah. Sure, I didn't need to run all this way again. Oh well. I do plan on playing Dead Space eventually, once I get a better PC and everything. Okay. Now you notice at the top left my health is kind of refilling. That's half the reason I came in here. Oh no, the TV's on. It's haunted. Okie dokie. Put that away, I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to put these bullets away. Again, you have a limited limited inventory, which I've said over and over again, I don't enjoy that in a Silent Hill game. And she's clapping like a moron watching TV. Anyways... and I highly encourage you guys, play this game for yourself and then make your own decisions about whether or not you like it. I'm sure you guys will be frustrated about some of the things. Frustrated about some of the same things. No, Dead Space is not the secret game. Okay. Now that we've done that. Now I need to go back up to the 3rd floor. Again, all I have to do is make sure you line up the beds with the blood on them. I just messed one up, so... Paying the price. I should be actually done with this section already, but... Oh well. Actually... Is this 3rd floor? Yes. Not this door, but the next one. Yeah. Fight you my ass. Alright. Into the holes we go. God, Dead Space was an interesting game. I did enjoy a lot of the supplemental stuff that they put in the game. Or not in the game, but there was a lot of things that you could read stuff. They had goofy little shows or movies and little goofy comics and things like that. Interesting stuff. The problem I had with it is the game was a little too easy for me. And I do believe the code is actually your room number, so it's 0302. Sea King, well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And we actually don't get to see Andrew die. 18 out of 21. Okay, now we know. He's actually been drowned. They don't really tell you that, though. Sea King. Ah, I get it. What, really? Are they all doing Silent Hill 4 right now? Oh, well, I honestly didn't realize. In my defense, though, I actually should have been streaming this last week, but, didn't happen. So, usually I'm ahead of the game. That's okay, though. So, we have the mystery game next week, and then, I do have Shattered Memories. I am going to order the PS2 copy of the PSP game. I forget what that's called. Here we go, yeah. Like I said, every time you beat a level, there's a red note. You can read that, get a little background on things. If you actually collect all 21 of them, it does add to your score. There's 21 pages. It does add to your score at the end of the game. And I do believe you can get something for it, but don't quote me on that. Good old Frank Sunderland just kind of chilling out. You'll notice that there's another handprint at the bottom of all the other handprints that nobody else seems to notice. And he's just standing there. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And again, like I said, this is the only save point in the game. Trying to figure out where the hell that noise is coming from. Yeah, Henry is his name. Oh, she's still watching TV. Oh, right, I know where that sound's coming from. And you'll notice now that the bathtub's filled with blood. Anyways, you notice the hole's getting even bigger. So, yep, just keep going into the hole. Watch Paint Dry channel. And I do believe this is apartment world, if you want to think about this like a Mario 3 or something. So, I do believe there's actually a portal behind us. I wouldn't mind doing some Fatal Frame. I'm very, very open because, I mean, I have streamed Resident Evil 1, the remake, 2, 3, and I've streamed quite a few games already. And, I've never actually touched the Fatal Frame series, Siren, things like that, so... And, I do have a lot of my mods, or even potential mods, that they do want to stream a lot of different things. So. And I'm actually just trying to see if there's anything around here. have a nice little chip monster. They're actually called gum heads. And I do believe we're actually at the building that's across the way.
Ouch!
He just like falls out of the sky.
Where the hell am I?
I have not streamed Penumbra. Hello, Katie.
Hey, you're the guy that lives across from me.
Yeah, my name's Henry.
I'm Richard Braintree, from 207. What the hell's happened to us? That whole... this freaky world. But if you're here too...
I love that guy's tie.
then there must be something wrong with the whole apartment building. That must explain what happened to that other guy, too.
What other guy?
The guy who lived in 302 before you. A journalist. He disappeared one day. He got pretty crazy towards the end. Shut himself up in his room and wouldn't come out. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. You should too, if you know what's good for you.
Wait. Watch out for that kid.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm away. Again, they put the enemies right in front of the door, like they're like, here, fight them. And you're like, no. And the glorious sound of, you'll notice that this is actually a ghost right here. And you'll notice he's actually pinned to the floor making this horrible gurgling noise. So yes, you will take the ghost key from his hand, but I would also recommend taking the Sword of Obedience from his stomach. Now, these items are the only things in the game that can keep a ghost on the ground and keep him there permanently. Now, excuse me, sorry, I'm drinking soda. I'm actually going to take it from this one because this is just a, there's two types of ghosts in this game. There's actually, like old ghosts and new ghosts. And the new ghosts are the people that come back that have been killed. And they are much more dangerous than just the normal ones. And you actually, there's only five of those in the entire game. So you do want to save it for them. So, it's actually the one I always run into. Again, if you got the medallion, you can equip it and you don't have to worry about taking damage. But I'm actually not going to have it on because, again, your apartment does regen. Does regen health for you. So. Probably a combination of both. And more pistol bullets. I think there's I haven't found all the pistol bullets in the game, but when I beat the game last time, I had over about 150 of them. And again, not that I can carry them all. Golf club here. Now this is what you want right here. This is the next weapon that you get that actually does not break and actually does decent damage. So at this point, you want the aluminum bat. And we're actually going to go back and dump a bunch of these items right now. Yeah, so that's the first sword you get. And you actually don't need it right away. But if you want to, you could leave it into that ghost, and so you don't have to deal with them. But later on, the new ghosts that you fight, when you revisit certain areas, you do have to fight them. And if you don't pin them to the ground, they really can be a hassle. So, and they will show up later on in the game too. So if you pin them early, you don't have to deal with them ever. So we're going to put that away, this way, and the pipe. And I'm paranoid, so I usually keep a little item with me to heal. Although I really would recommend that you not use them. Because you saw me get clobbered by those wall things in the subway, but, didn't really use any. So again, the only real two places you can look out of. And people...
How's it going with room 302?
Well, I just tried to open it up. But it looks like something's blocking it from the inside. Anyway, it's not the first time.
You mean the guy who lived here before?
And it wasn't just him either. There's something wrong with his whole apartment.